Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Anrich, thank you so much for giving us time. You'll just have to unmute yourself. Yeah, that's done. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. Zoya, it says recording. Yeah, we can start now. We've got a few questions coming in the chat box, Anrich, for you. So as we look ahead to our match tomorrow, so let's dive in. The first question is from Vishesh from ANI. And his question is, there's a lot of talk about your bowling speeds. So is it a conscious effort on your part to bowl fast? Or is it something that comes naturally to you and you don't think about it too much while on the field?
Yeah, it's a question I get a lot, but it's not something I think about when I'm on the field. But obviously, when you're training, when you're at home, when you're working on strength and stuff, that's when I'll be thinking about it. That's something probably that motivates me. But when I'm on the field, you just hope for everything to click and sort of to try and hit your lengths that you want to. It doesn't become anything that you're searching for on the field.
Right. Next question, couple of them actually from Shamo Dasgupta. So the first one, Anrich, is what are the specific changes required for bowling here in the UAE and the pitches here? Are there any specific lengths that a fast bowler has to stick to? What are the kind of alterations you need to make?
It's difficult. We've only played one game now, but compared to last season as well, I think the main thing was to hit a hard length, but also to be fuller at stages. So not to be too short. Sometimes the ball just set up, and obviously not to hit a hard volley as well. Then it just gets driven over your head. So it's just about finding that balance. I'd say most of the time trying to hit the stumps, or try and find the right lines to try and hit the stumps, whether it's with a new ball or with the older ball, and then just work on those lines. Obviously Yorker and a bouncer in between, but just try and hit sort of the cliche top of off. Every wicket that's a bit different. That might be a little bit shorter, a little bit fuller. So I think just to try and find that length, and sometimes just over the stumps, especially when guys are in. Depends on how the wicket is playing and how flat it can be at stages.
Okay. The next one is also from Shamo, but a couple of people have been checking with us on this, on how Stoinis is doing, and if there's an update on that.
So as far as I know, Stoinis, we're just waiting for some results. He looks good. He seems to be fine. I spoke to him this morning, but just waiting on some results. I think he's gone for a scan.
Okay. Okay, let's pick up a couple of more questions. This one's from Arini from the Times of India. He's asking, there's a lot of talk about the pitches in the UAE tiring out as the season of the IPL progresses. In such a situation, how important is it to take the pitch out of the equation when you're bowling at a pace like yours?
Yeah, it's obviously there's lots of talks about it. We don't know how it will play out, especially at the end of the IPL. So I think for now it's just about concentrating and trying to sort of adapt every day as quickly as possible. We saw even on our previous game the night before, it was big scores, and then when we got there, it wasn't as easy to score runs. And so it's just about adapting and trying to sort of find the right line and length, or whether you have to bowl slow balls or Yorkers or what it is on the day. So yeah, take the pitch out of it, but also the pitch determines what you're going to do and what you're going to bowl. So, but all in all, like I said earlier, try and hit the top of off, find somehow, whether that might be fuller, it might be shorter, but yeah, just try and make a plan with it.
Right. Okay. The next one's from Gokul Vijay, and his question is, Axar Khan as a fast bowler has been superb this season for DC. How do you see Axar shaping up as a fast bowler? And is there any particular thing that you may have perhaps spoken with him about regarding his skill sets?
No, there's nothing from my side. I think some of us have actually been looking at him, how he's landing his Yorkers and how he's been going about things. So he's been so good for us. It was so nice to see, especially in India, when the pressure was on him, how he landed his Yorkers. That's one thing that's big for me. And it was so nice to see how he's been progressing. I didn't get the opportunity to bowl a lot of Yorkers in this game, but I'm sure he's holding on to them for the next few games when the pressure is on. But all in all, great bowler. He's got a lot of skill. he's nice and tall as well, nice and strong. So I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Superb. A quick one, Anrich, on the game tomorrow. Firstly, it's at a different venue, but of course you have bowled there as well. So the experience of bowling in Abu Dhabi and Rajasthan as opponents in the first half when we were playing in India, that was one of the two matches we lost.
Yeah, I think sort of taking the team out of it. Generally, Abu Dhabi, I think during the day, I think when was it last night as well. So it was a bit on the slower side, and probably during the day as well. It's probably going to be a lot slower than the other games. So we'll have to be quick to assess and see what we need to do and who's going to be bowling. The majority probably have some spin in there as well. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy game, that I can assure you. The heat as well, it will be a major factor. And then hopefully we can just control our skills. Not looking ahead at the opposition, just focusing on what we need to do and how we need to go about our things. But really looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a very good challenge for all the bowlers and the batters as well.
Okay. The next one also from Gokul. He says, Ricky Ponting as a skipper loved his fast bowlers. How is he as a coach to the fast bowling unit of this team?
No, it's great having him. I love his chats. He breaks things down very simply, and yeah, it makes it easy to understand what he wants, and he's quite clear on what he wants. So really nice to have to be around with him, trying to learn as much as possible from him. Seems like very simple in what he's expecting from the fast bowlers as well, to go out and bowl fast. So yeah, from our side, we're enjoying working with him as well. It's really nice, and hopefully we can just grow as a unit with him.
Okay, couple of questions from Akash. So the first one is, which is the team to beat in the UAE leg of the Indian Premier League?
I definitely say Delhi Capitals.
That was easy. The next one, Anrich, is on your experience of playing under Rishabh's captaincy. Of course, you played under Shreyas's captaincy last year, and this time only one match around so far. What was it like in the first game, of this half of the season?
Yeah, it's difficult to say after one game. The first game,
yeah.
Like I said, we were very simple in what we wanted to do. There wasn't a lot of changes and stuff. So it's quite difficult to say how it differs, because we were just doing our own skills and setting our own field. So, but I think all in all, he's really good with like understanding the game from what I've seen. Understanding the game. Obviously, he's a keeper as well, so he sees things a little bit differently, and he's got a good eye for what's going to happen in the game. That's really nice having that, especially as a captain as well. And then obviously just simple things like good with angles, good with where guys need to be. And like I said, just sort of predicting what's going to happen. So really nice having him there at the back.
One last one, perhaps, before we wrap up, and this is also something that you get asked pretty frequently, on your experience of bowling alongside Kagiso Rabada, and how much does it help really that you all, you play very frequently together, of course, for South Africa as well. So talk us through that experience a little bit.
Yeah, like I said in the past, I've learned quite a lot from him. It's really nice having him there, sort of having a good understanding of one another, understanding his game. He understands my game. We're getting to learn a little bit more about each other, and on and off the field. So we're quite comfortable with each other, and I think it's just growing. The relationship's just growing as we go along. Nothing gets said that's very special or that's very out of the world. It's very simple stuff that we chat to each other about. But generally, they say it's the simple stuff that gets you, like hitting top of off or all of those cliches, but it's actually just about finding how to do certain things for a longer period of time. And I think we've really got to know each other and know what to say to each other in certain moments as well. So I think it's a good relationship to have, and we're just building on it. I've learned a lot from him, how he goes about things, how he bowls in certain situations on certain wickets. So that's been a nice experience for me to sort of learn from him, learn a little bit quicker than going the hard way all the time. So it's been really nice having him alongside.
Superb. Thank you so much, Anrich, for your time, and thank you everyone for joining us. Once we're done, we will share a recording of this, so you can go ahead and use use that as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.